Hi everyone, and welcome to the Baker College Writing Guide. In this quick video, we're going to explore various ways to get started on your writing project through pre-writing. Now, before you get started with any writing assignment, and that's for classes in composition to business to nursing, you want to make sure that you've really reviewed all the instructions that your professor or instructor has provided. Now, in the case of Canvas, these are usually quite easy to locate. You can click here to enjoy and peruse all these instructions very carefully, making note of when and where perhaps your professor has provided instructions. If you don't understand any of the instructions, please contact your instructor immediately. You'll also want to take a quick look at the rubric for the assignment as well. This is all before you even begin to start pre-writing. If you still have questions, you may want to contact one of our professional tutors via the Baker College Tutoring Services. This portal is available to you at baker.mywconline.com, and you can sign in to meet with a tutor at your earliest convenience. So once you do have a good sense of understanding regarding the project parameters, the rubric, and the instructions, here's the first way you can go ahead and get started pre-writing. One manner of pre-writing is called free writing. Now, this is where an author sits down and just starts writing. It's free form, it's chaotic, it's sporadic, it's disorganized, but as a writer, you might give yourself a time amount, say 15 minutes, and you just start typing everything that comes into your mind about that topic. Please note, because free writing is sporadic and chaotic, we would never really take this free writing and put it into our actual formal essay. This is just a way and a method for thinking of new ideas and thinking about things that maybe hadn't occurred to you before. In my case, I'm working on a position essay about why I think graphic novels deserve to be in K through 12 curriculum. So in this case, I've just sort of started typing out some notes. Obviously, I've only been at this for a couple of minutes. If I typed for 15 minutes, I'd probably have about a page or two of double-spaced notes. So free writing is kind of like brainstorming, except instead of talking your way through this project, you're typing it out. Brainstorming is closely related. This is where you might have a conversation, bouncing ideas off of classmates, your instructor, a tutor, or even perhaps a family member. Sometimes just talking with a family member or friend can get some good ideas flowing. Now, if free writing is too free form for you, or perhaps your professor has requested a formal outline, this is what you'd expect to see. Now, you can download a number of outline templates. They're available out there on the internet, but Microsoft Word actually has a number of outline templates available. And remember, for all Baker College students, and actually college students all around the country, you can download a free copy of Microsoft Word to install on your laptop or hard drive. This is free for anyone who is in the education field or a student. So this is your basic standard outline. Again, it's important to note that you don't just leave this boilerplate information here. What I mean by that is I'm actually not just going to say, well, here I'm going to capture the reader's interest. No, in fact, I'm going to type out the details that tell me how I'm going to do that. So in my case, since I am covering graphic novels, I think what I'm going to do is relate a scene from the very important graphic novel Mouse. I'm going to describe this scene. It's very emotional, it's very telling, and I'm hoping that I'm going to really gain my reader's interest in the subject. Moving down and across, I'm going to go through and then fill in all these main points. Now keep in mind, this sample outline only gives us room for 3 main points. Now we're a little more evolved in that in college, because if I have to write an essay that's 10 pages long, I'm probably going to have maybe 5 or 6 or 7 key main points. So remember, you're going to fill in this outline as needed. We are no longer in high school. We're not tethered to the 3-point essay. That's not going to be enough room to accomplish what I need to do here. So it's also really helpful. I have found that when it lists support, if I have my research or what I plan on citing in mind, I fill that in with the name of the source, the writer, and the author. I have found as a scholar it's really important to keep track of my sources as I go along, not try and backtrack and do that later. So again, the outline is a pretty standard pre-writing assignment that many professors will assign across the disciplines. Now, one final way of pre-writing, and this is really applicable to people that feel like they like visual representations more than written ones, this is called a mind map. Now, you can do a basic internet search for free mind map programs. That's what I did today. I was connected to mindmup.com, which is one that I've used before. And as you can see, I was able to go ahead and start creating this really kind of nifty mind map for my project. Now, this is pretty neat and pretty easy to use. Anytime I want to go ahead and add a new point, I just hit this insert, and it will give me different places where I can add another point. This is a pretty nice graphic representation. And again, as I moved through this graphic representation, I'd probably want to make notes about when and where I plan on using sources, and I would include that source information in my note. So anytime I want to add something, I can insert another note. I have found that these are pretty easy to use. You just have to make sure that you save them as a PDF and that they're readable to your professor if they're requesting an example of your pre-written plan. All right, so that kind of sums things up for today. Those are a few examples of pre-writing. Again, you need to sort of suss out and figure out what works for you as a student. If you do need any help or advice, once again, you can always ask our professional tutors at the Academic Resource Center. Again, you can go to that website I showed you earlier and visit us. Thanks, and have a great day, and enjoy your writing.